All right, what's happening? Gordie Tamayo here. We are going to be jumping in with Tim Too Slim Langston of Too Slim and the Taildraggers. We're gonna see what he's up to and what they're getting into tonight. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? This is your boy Gordie Tamayo with the Boise Beat, and this is Backstage with none other than Tim Langford.
Yes.
What's the name of your band?
Too Slim and the Taildraggers.
Too Slim and the Taildraggers. And first off, I want to ask you, because I never found out.
Right.
How did the name come about? Because that's pretty unique.
I used to have a band called Studebakers. I got the Too Slim nickname from that band. That was like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So the Taildragger name we got from an old Howlin' Wolf tune called I'm a Tail Dragger.
Okay.
And the Tail Dragger wipes his tracks.
Okay.
It was a reference to, like, the back door man, I guess,
I gotcha. Okay.
Old Howlin' Wolf tune. So.
Yeah, that's what's up. So
We thought it sounded good at the time, and I just really wanted to call the band the Taildraggers, but I got talked into
putting your name in there.
putting the Too Slim part on it.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to live up to as they get older.
Yeah, you and me both. Right. But hey, I want to ask you a little bit about your process with constructing your music. Like, can you talk to me a little bit about that process, about coming up with a concept or an idea behind something that you're like, man, this is something I want to piece together. I might not know how to get there, but I'm going to get there.
Nowadays, I just record little things on my phone for the most part. If I get an idea, like practicing or something, and I get a riff, I play a riff or something I think is keepable, I'll record it on my phone, and then I just stockpile them.
Okay.
And then I go back through and listen to them when I'm ready to do a record. I mean, I didn't really have any process other than I listened to, funny things people said, little phrases that I thought were, that'd be a good song title or something. Just making, up tall tales or whatever. So I didn't really have any kind of process either. Like, if I got some lyrics or was just practicing some chord changes that I thought I could make something out of, I would do it that way. Got 14 Too Slim the Taildraggers studio albums out. I get a little bit procrastinate more. It's like, okay, it's time to make a record. Then I was kind of last minute, and I got knuckled down now, so I better
burn the midnight
think
oil.
some stuff. I actually kind of feel like I work better when I'm under pressure like that these days.
Sure.
The whole record business is always, it changes so much. When I first started the band, that's when the home recording equipment and stuff was, people could make records in their house or
in their closet,
whatever, and the quality was okay, and like a lot of people were just making their own records, and I was like, oh, make my own records,
Yeah.
I mean, I went into studio and stuff, but as far as like trying to get a record label or something like that, I just made up my own label.
Sure. So you're able to do it.
Underworld Records, I just like, I can have a record label, why can't I, right?
Right.
I did have a recording track contract with Burnside Records out of Portland for maybe 10 years, and we did like 5 albums for those guys, but it was a real loose thing,
Sure.
They just pay for the recording session and stuff like that, but for the most part I finance my own recorurs. So.
Nice. And digging back a little bit over your history, because you've been doing this for a minute, right? Yeah. We could say a couple decades, right?
Yeah. Going on over. I'm going on 4 now. I've had the band for 37 years.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, so it's been a while.
Started in '86.
And I think about some of the influences that you've had, or at least from what I've been able to keep tabs on, influences ranging from Lightning Hopkins, Freddie King, Dwayne Allman, Leonard Skinner. Right. You mentioned this progression over the years and how music changes. How have those artists influenced the way that you're still putting out music with that kind of a flavor, but something a little bit different over the ages?
I kind of listen to everything, jazz and blues and rock and metal and classical music. If I like it, I like it. Sure. So, I mean, I listen to new bands and stuff, if I hear something that catches my ear, I try to keep up with current stuff, but I end up always like, I want to put the Lightning Hopkins record on,
Yeah.
Or the Freddie King album. I think I went last few days, I put Freddie King on for all day long.
Yeah.
I just told, Amazon thing, the, whatever you call it. Alexa, play Freddie King.
All day.
I listen to it all day long.
Nice. Those are just part of your roots.
Yeah. I just end up gravitating back towards that. And I still like Leonard Skinner, and I still like the Marshall Tucker Band, and I still like Black Sabbath, and I really prefer late 60s, 70s kind of blues rock stuff. And
okay. Well, I think you're headed somewhere that's in the right path, because obviously you've had some success. Right? You've had some success in those arenas, I would say. I was checking out Brace Yourself, right? 2022, debuted #1.
It did on the Billboard Blues album chart, Blues Blast Music Awards. They just had the award show on last Saturday.
Wow, okay.
We didn't win.
But still you were nominated
John
for
Primer won, which is great. I actually played with John Primer before. We used to be buddies guys club in Chicago. We were in town playing a gig and we had a day off and we all wanted to go down there, you know. And John Primer happened to be playing, but he let me get up and play with him. So congratulations, John Primer.
He's giving you a shout out right there too. So I want to talk about as well the band dynamics, if you could, you know, with some of your stable mates, if you would, with your drummer that you typically are running with, right? And bassist. How does that dynamic work out? And you guys feed off each other, whether it's a live performance or whether it's something that you're actually putting on recording. Like, how is that relationship between?
Well, we all live in different places now, so you know, we don't get a lot of chance to just get together. And they're great musicians, so I mean, it's not like an issue that
you're not in the same spot.
Yeah, because we all kind of have similar tastes in music, and they both write songs, and they're both great singers. And my bass player Zach, he has his own studio called Wild Feather Recording in Nashville, or it's in Hendersonville, but that's what he does when he goes back home and record people at his studio. And we recorded our last studio album at his studio, the Remedies. He worked at Ocean Way Studios for 10 years down in LA, and my drummer Chris, I've known him probably for 40 years. So the first time we played in a band together, he joined a couple years ago, and he was always one of my favorite musicians back in Spokane. I always liked his bands. I'd always try to go see him whenever I could and stuff, so really glad to have them both in the band.
Nice. So you already had an affinity for both of these guys in some shape or form.
Well, I met Zach, first time I met Zach, I tried to get him in the band a year before he actually joined because he was playing in a band with his brother, and found myself in a position to need a new bass player, and he was the first guy I thought of.
Nice. In the almost 5 decades that you've been doing this, you probably have to have some experiences, right? Some memorable experiences. We can talk about something that was super memorable.
That was good?
Yeah, that was good. Right.
There's a lot of great memories from festivals we played at, like the Winthrop Blues Festival and the Waterfront Blues Festival in Portland. But one of the things I guess I was really proud of in my hometown, Spokane, they renovated an old theater called the Fox Theater, turned it into a music venue. The Spokane Symphony bought it, right?
Yeah.
And stuff. So when they did their grand opening concert series, they had like a series of concerts, and it was like people like Tony Bennett and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they invited Nina.
That's cool.
Come and play with the Spokane Jazz Orchestra. So that was really a highlight, you know, for me at the time. So.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's cool. You know,
in the meantime, we just slug along, doing
what you got to do.
What we do.
Yeah. When somebody maybe describes your style of music, I've heard it a couple different ways, depending on who you ask, right? Some people say it's a straight whiskey type of blues, right? With a Southern rock beer chaser.
Yeah. That's a good description. I like that one. I'll stick with that one.
Okay, we'll stick with that one. Yeah.
Ground pounded nitro burn.
I like that one too. You have to copyright those ones. Put them on a t-shirt. Slap them on
They are on a t-shirt.
Are they? Oh,
yeah, right.
You're ahead of me.
Look at this.
Oh, snap. Check this out.
Look at that.
Ahead of the game. Yeah. Hopefully they're on your website for purchase.
They are. Okay. www.tooslim.net.
Tooslim.org or .net?
.net.
Okay.
Did it say .org?
.org, I think it says in there, yeah.
Oh, that's an old shirt. Well, we still have .org, but...
Okay. Yeah. So your style of music and your music in general, like how do you hope that people interact with it and what they take away from it when they get to listen in on a session, whether it's a live performance like you're going to be doing here in just a little bit, or somebody streaming it online? Like, what do you want people to take away?
To have great songs that people can relate to, so... The lyrics, and you know, it's like a whole package. It kind of got to approach it like more of a songwriter instead of like, trying to be the best guitar player.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because I'm not the best guitar player. But
yeah. Instead of the traditional just instrumentalist.
Yeah, it's a song, Yeah. Plus, kind of combining genres that make it unique sounding or your own thing, I guess. So when you listen to a certain artist, and people know who it is, like if you listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan or it's him from the, like first couple notes, Carlos Santana, people like that where you just know who it is.
Right.
I would rather go in that direction. People go, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's unique. You know, and as a final takeaway for anybody that is aspiring either to be an artist in general or in this specific genre that you happen to catch yourself in, again, you've got the experience to say you've been doing this for a minute, and so you've learned some things along the way. What would you say to the aspiring musician looking to just catch a break, looking to keep
Give it up.
Quit before it's too late.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd hate to be starting a new band these days. I couldn't even imagine. It's hard. Believe in yourself, keep your nose to the grindstone, and don't let anybody tell you can't do it, I guess. I mean, that's what I did. I just made a decision. I was like, I want to be a professional musician, and that's what I'm going to do. I didn't give myself any other option. I just quit any day job I had, do or die, and I did it.
Didn't give yourself an excuse.
I had to, because otherwise I'd starve to death, but couldn't pay the rent,
Right.
Been able to make a living at it for
a while.
Since 1982.
Wow.
Some of you young folks out there can think back that far.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet. Well, Tim, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim, Too Slim, Langford, right?
Right.
With Too Slim and the Taildraggers. If you haven't listened to them, you better make sure you do. Super stoked that we had this opportunity. This is Gordie Tamayo with the Boise Beat Backstage.
All right. Thank you, Gordie.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, brother.